Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox, and I am coming to you today with the review for Lovin' Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 1. Fuck. Start over. Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox, and I am coming to you today with the review for Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 9, Episode 1. So, are you excited that it's back? Actually, once the show finally came on yesterday, I was feeling pretty good about it. I was like, okay, I'm here for the lightweight shade. I'm excited about the season so far. It don't look like it's gonna be too much mess, but I know in order to keep the viewership in their #1 spot, they gonna amp it up eventually. Not too much happened, so that's good. A busy day at work. I gotta get back. So you know what? Without any further ado, let's get to it, shall we? Okay, you guys, first up, Kandi and Todd. Not much happening there. We saw that they are a happy family. They have their new baby, Ace Wells Tucker, who is the most adorable thing on TV right now. He is so cute. Every time I see his pictures on Instagram, I get a smile. He's just the cutest little thing. Anyway, they have their baby, and on the show he is 5 months old. Not much with Kandi and Todd right now. We see her trying to potty train the baby, and people had a lot of problems with that, saying that she was doing it too early. And I mean, what's the harm? I mean, even if he doesn't get a hold of it at 5 months, I mean, is it really a problem there? I'm sure my pseudo rock star doctors will come in and tell me that she's damaging him in some sort of way. I mean, what could be the worst case scenario? I mean, he doesn't learn how to potty train early enough. Like, I don't see what the big deal is. It's so funny though, because they be having on there, he just be all shaking. I was like, he can't even sit up. And you guys putting that poor boy on there like that, but look, whatever. If he's on the toilet, he'll associate the toilet with peeing and poo-pooing. I don't see a problem with it, but whatever. But other than that, Kandi, she just expresses how strange it is that now she's the only one that is married on the show and everybody else is single. Okay, going through a divorce. For a while there, Kandi was a single one. And then, she had boyfriends or whatever, but it was always Kandi that was single. And so, hey, good for Kandi. Her and Todd look happy. Like I said, not really excited about the storyline that's coming up for her and Porsha. Hopefully they won't dwell on it too long. It's such a strange story. Something ain't right on both sides on that story. But whatever. We'll talk about that when it happens. But that's pretty much it with Kandi and Todd. Now, next up is we see Kenya, okay, and Kenya is trying to get her house together for this housewarming that she has coming up. The house is nice. It's not too huge, and actually it's very modern for Atlanta house standards out here. That house doesn't look like many of the other houses that you would ever see out here, so I really do like her house, but it's not ready, and I feel like they were trying to rush it for the show. What I really feel like is they had told her already that we want your house to be on the very first episode. We're going to say that you're having this housewarming. So, she wasn't really ready. But in order to get her house to be, part of the opening show, then that's why they rushed through it. Because I was just like, she said she wants to get this house right, okay? Because everything else in her life seems that she gets wrong. Case in point would be Matt. Child, look, we all had high hopes for her and Matt, but I just felt like he was too young for her, and I was like, this is not going to work. I mean, I would have liked to have seen it work. I mean, she seemed to like him and vice versa. But he was, 29, 27, 28, 29 years old, and she is like 45, eventually, most cases, that was going to run its course, okay? And, Matt, evidently they was on vacation, and he got to cutting up the fool and got into her phone and saw some shit that I guess he wasn't pleased with and got to kicking the fucking door down and throwing her shit around and all. So, yeah, we can't be with motherfuckers that's gonna be doing all that, okay? Just not cute, especially at 45. Who the fuck got time to be trying to worry about if a nigga gonna come and, choke you out and all of that? I mean, fuck, at my age, all a nigga want is peace. I could take a boring, quiet life at this point, okay? Had enough excitement the first half of my life. The second half of my life, I would just want to be smooth sailing. So, yeah, Kenya don't need to be with Matt. Whatever. The house is very nice. It's 5 bedrooms, 5.5 baths. I mean, I don't think that is too big for her, especially when we talk about the other house that they kept on comparing all night. We're going to get to that in a minute. But still, 5 bedrooms, why do you need all that? It's just one Listen, obviously, I shouldn't say obviously, because I know people be like, you can have a baby at any age. Let's just say that the chances of her having a big family naturally is probably slim. She can adopt. Maybe she's going to adopt 3-4 kids, okay? But I mean, she got her dogs. So whatever. Maybe that might be it. But the house to me is beautiful. It's just not ready. The housewarming is in 2 weeks, and you can clearly look around and see, like, girl, how you gonna do this in 2 weeks? She says she been all on the workers, trying to get the driveway together, trying to get the drywall together, trying to get them to put this, that, and the other in there, all that. I was just like, girl. You pushing it close? Shit, even she says she don't think that she's gonna be ready in time, but this is the show. Even if it's not ready, we gonna act like we ready. Then next up, you guys, we see Shereé. Our girl is back. She's got a peach. Good for her. Okay, she's sweeping this goddamn porch. I was like, if they ain't let this bitch in this house yet. She finally does go inside of the house. And you guys, the house is beautiful. It is gorgeous. It is still not quite ready. Okay, she said that she's been building it for 4 years. Y'all saw that Bravo said 5. I said, Bravo, y'all ain't shit. She said that she's been working on this house for 4 years and is just about ready. I think they said it was going to be ready in about 6 weeks. But we still got finally the first look at the inside of the house, and the house is just gorgeous. It's beautiful. I don't know if it makes sense to me. And you guys know, as a Capricorn, I'm real sensible and practical. If I was going to be choosing between Shereé's house and Kenya's house, I'm going to give you a set of circumstances. Shereé's house is beautiful. It is huge. It's 7.5 bathrooms, 5 bedrooms, and has all of the finishings of a huge, beautiful mansion. But it's just Shereé. Shereé's kids are grown. One of them is completely gone, and as of the show, the other one is about to graduate from high school. She has an older daughter who obviously has been gone for some time, so she has 3 kids that's not going to be in this house. It's just her. That house is so fucking big. I cannot imagine the utilities of trying to light that house, heat that house. You guys, my house is probably 1/10 the size of her house, and even though I live in an all-electric house, during the summer, my electric bill is like $400. So I can imagine how the fuck much it costs to heat that house. I'm sure it has gas as well. Year-round, just the maintenance, just the upkeep on that house is entirely too much for somebody like a Shereé. Now, I ain't trying to count her pockets or nothing, because Shereé might be having some shit going on that we just don't know about. But how is she gonna be taking care of this house? I know that Bravo gave her a good little bit of change, but why spend all of your money on a house when it's just you in it? See, you guys, we have to think clearly. I know we be trying to impress the masses, and that's one of Shereé's problems. And even when she was on the show yesterday, I was thinking to myself, like, damn, Shereé still has that in her. Wanting to make sure that everybody, is impressed with her house. And, people gonna be so shocked and so molded when the house is open. I'm thinking to myself, it's been 5 fucking years. We ain't molded no more. We just want to see the shit open. We gonna be relieved when it's open, okay? Now, I think it's great that she's been able to hold on to this house all this time, and there's all these rumblings that actually her mother owns the house, and that they've just been, as time goes on, when they get some money, they do a little bit more to the house and all of that. But I don't know that for sure. All I know is that house is more about trying to impress everybody else than, because I would be fucking scared in that house by my goddamn self, you guys. You here in this big old house. Why do you have that? So all night last night on Twitter, everybody was comparing Moore Manor to Chateau Shereé. I would love either one of the houses, but it's all about what I can afford. Kenya's house, supposedly she paid cash for that house, and then she just now is paying to get it renovated. This is the kind of stuff that makes sense to me in my motherfucking head, okay? Because if I'm going to have something that is big and spectacular and wow and fabulous, and everybody is like, oh my God, it's beautiful, and oh my God, this and that and the other, but then I lose the shit down the line, then I would rather not be in that house. Because to me, it looks worse when you lose something that you had. Now, if Shereé had the money, like let's say Nene, if she had Nene type money, then by all means, girl, stay in your house, have your big ass house, and it'll just be you, and maybe Bob will sneak over every now and then, and y'all can, because she said that her and Bob are friends, but they just trying to see what happens. He has a lot of work to do. They seem to have a pretty cool relationship now, and I guess he's going to be part of her storyline and all that. But the house is just too big, you guys. It's too big. Okay, even her daughter was like, what the fuck you need this big ass closet for? Like somebody said on Twitter last night, they was both comparing two unfinished houses. Okay, so it was just like nobody really has any room to speak. But I mean, it was lightweight shade. I didn't get upset about it. You know, I thought it was funny. Okay, even when Kenya called Shereé and invited her to the fucking housewarming party, Kenya's just so full of it on the phone, and then, you know, Shereé, you know, she sees it obviously right away because she is the same type of way. And then when she hung the phone up on her, I was cracking up. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. But as far as the houses are concerned, both of them are beautiful. I would take either one of them without a heartbeat, but it would depend on my income. Right now, it looks like Kenya is the one that's made the smartest choice. Next up, Cynthia. You guys, I feel sorry for Cynthia. I don't think this is going to be a good season for her, not emotionally anyway, because, I mean, Cynthia has had a rough past couple of seasons with her marriage, and I mean, it has been ripped apart, and now we're at the point where she's getting a divorce. She says she don't want to be in it anymore, and she's just done. Peter lives in North Carolina. She lives in Atlanta. It's been 5 months since they've seen each other. So she's just like, I want to get a divorce. I want to move forward as peacefully as I can. So when she goes to see her lawyer, and I was like, who is this? We ain't got the regular Real Housewives of Atlanta lawyer that be on all the shows. You mean Cynthia can afford to get a different lawyer? Anyway, the lawyer tells her, you know what, let's do a separation agreement first, and then we'll proceed on with the divorce. Was there a prenup? Shout out to Brandy. And she says, definitely so, there is a prenup. And from the way Cynthia was talking, it ain't much on that motherfucker other than, you know, she's concerned about her house. But the house is in her name, so I don't see how Peter could get the house from her. So she's like, I'm just concerned about my house, making sure that I can still keep my house and all of that. The lawyer was like, no, that should not be a problem. And Cynthia's like, good. Okay, well, I mean, I would like for Peter to talk to you too, because, you know, he needs to just get a clear understanding on where we stand on all of this. And the lawyer's like, perfect. I mean, he can come down here and I can explain it to him too. I don't have no problem with it. She's like, fine. So she goes home and she FaceTimes Peter. And you can just see it on her face. She's just like, I gotta do this. It's this camera in my face. And, you know, I just feel like Cynthia, she wants to be on the show. She needs the show like a lot of them do. Okay, because if they cut their income, then, you know, that's just like, unless you got, I mean, she's got her other businesses, but nothing has taken off where she could just probably live on it like that. Okay, so she still got to do what she got to do. She's FaceTiming him, and he pops up, and, you know, here go Peter with the fucking face. I was like, you've been hanging out with Kirk Frost. He's just kind of a smart ass, which he already is, but it's like worse now because of everything that they're going through. Okay, so she's just like, hey, and he was just like, hey, I'm here with my new girlfriend. She was just like, are you kidding? And he was like, yeah, my job, that's my new girlfriend. She was just like, okay, very awkward. Like, I just need to get through this conversation. So then she asked him about the prenup. He proceeds to tell her, I don't know where the fuck it is, ask your mama. Okay, they probably hid that shit away like they did the license. Wherever the license was, that's probably where you find your prenup. I was just like, oh, that damn Peter is an asshole. I mean, but I guess whenever everybody is not agreeing on the relationship, I mean, he's allowed to have an attitude. Okay, he doesn't want his relationship to end. He would like to stay with Cynthia. Cynthia doesn't want to do it anymore. I don't see Cynthia moving up to North Carolina, okay? And he obviously needs to stay there for his businesses. He not coming back to Atlanta. She not going to North Carolina right there. Who wants to be in a fucking long distance relationship? But I mean, even if it wasn't a long distance relationship problem, it's all this other. Y'all see all this? This is all the other chatter and shit that's gone on behind Cynthia and Peter's relationship. Okay, she had told the lawyer that there was no what is it? He ain't fucking nobody else. And I believe it, because if he was, somebody would have shown up by now. I think that their problems was mostly financial, mostly the pressures of this show, mostly the shit that Peter did, you know, with the chick and the chest and all of that. And, you know, I just feel sorry for Cynthia, because I feel like this whole season is something that she has to do, but doesn't necessarily want to do. Now, next we see Phaedra and Porsha, okay, the big booty bitches, okay, both of them dressed up like they fixing to go some fucking way. I guess they both was like, you ain't gonna never catch me slipping. Phaedra looked really nice. She's done a lot of changes to her home. Porsha is just always on. I mean, you can say whatever you want to say about Porsha. That girl always looks good. Anyway, Phaedra's at the house. I guess they're going to have lunch, you know. Porsha comes on over, and after they shoo the boys away, you know, they sit down and get to gossiping about what's going on. First of all, what's going on with your divorce, okay? Phaedra says it's just about done. Right now in the blogs, they're saying that the divorce is finalized depending on who you ask, okay? Phaedra is saying that it's finalized. Apollo is saying he had no idea that that's what it was. So, still not sure what's going on there, and you can't never really, you know, tell with Phaedra. She's so good at fucking lying and stretching the truth. But she says she's ready to date. Well, she doesn't really say that, come right out and say it. Porsha kind of just lets us know. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Phaedra wasn't already dating anyway. What I was more concerned about was the bronzer all over Phaedra's chest in the confessional. I was just like, what the fuck? Did the shit spill on her? And then they was like, uh-oh, you know you can't wipe bronzer off. That shit was all orange and gold right here. But whatever, while they talking, they get a knock at the door. Who is that? We look out the window and it's a horse and chariot, a knight or whatever you want to call it. He come bringing this pillow up to the door, and it's an invitation, you guys, from who else but Kenya. She's inviting Phaedra to her housewarming. And on the invitation, it says, as your plus one, bring somebody hot, not a thought. Okay, obviously she's talking about Porsha. I thought it was funny that didn't nobody else get this fucking horse and chariot. We didn't see that shit roll up on the west side over at Candy's house, okay? But, you know, for TV purposes, it was cute enough. Since it did not say specifically, don't bring the thought that is Porsha. Phaedra says, you know what, Porsha, you're going to be my plus one. You're not no thought. Porsha, okay, I can't wait to go. That was my one impression I'm doing today. Actually, Porsha says she's going to think about it, but we already know that she's coming to the damn housewarming. So next we have Porsha. And again, Porsha looking good, y'all. She goes see the therapist. I said, where's Dr. Jeff at? These motherfuckers is bringing 2 new people into the show. I looked at him, I was like, he looked like somebody to help you with the fucking washer and dryers at Best Buy. But maybe he a therapist, maybe he a therapist. Anyways, this anger problem, you guys know that Porsha said that she's going to work on it. So this is her attempt at working on it. She tells him that she just wants to have control over her own self so that nobody else can take her to that place. She doesn't want to have to go to that place. And for all the seasons that she's been on the show, they've been able to do that. So she just wants self-control. And Dr. Best Buy was just like, well, you know, sometimes shit happens in our younger ages and it kind of carries along with us. Did something happen to you when you were younger? Okay, now all of a sudden Porsha, yes, you know, I used to get bullied really bad back in elementary. I was like, here we go with the bullying. Okay, look. I mean, people get bullied all the time to the point where they want to kill themselves and all that. So I'm not discounting that that's what happened. But my thing is, we all was fucking bullied when we was that age. Like, they used to call me horsewoman. They, you know, they used to talk about, they would neigh when I would get on the fucking bus, okay? In the 7th grade. I would never forget it. I mean, it would get to the point where I would be so stressed out about going to school. My mom was not hearing it. She was not having it. Nobody was touching me. And if I wasn't getting into any fights or nothing like that, well, then Roxanne, baby, I'm sorry, you got to go to school and you're going to have to deal with it. And then you know what? Eventually they stopped. Like, I think that people rely on the whole bully thing now because there's extreme amounts of bullying and then there's just the rites of passage of young age. So I don't know if I'm going to buy this whole, you know, she got bullied terribly to the point where, I mean, I guess I shouldn't say that. If she says it, then fine. Okay, well, I never would want anybody to want to kill themselves from, but you know what I'm saying? It's just like, we ain't heard about her getting bullied all this time. All right, so it just seems like she would have been said a long time ago, you know, that I was bullied and that's the reason why I am, okay? Not on season fucking 9. All right, so I'm just, anyway, she's now very strong because she's had no other way to be. And the doctor was just like, yeah, look at you now. You are a success. And you need to remember that because now that you are a success, it's not just you. People are watching. You got businesses. You got other jobs. You have to be responsible to the other obligations that you have, okay? You can't be running a fucking muck and you got to be on Dish Network and you got to be on the radio and you got to be, yeah, get it to fuck together, okay? So doctor says in layman's terms, Porsha, you need to quit acting a fool. Now, it's the day of the housewarming. Looks like they've gotten it together as best they can, okay? Even got that damn driveway poured, which looks like it is a nightmare because the way her house sits all the way down. I was looking like, girl, even if you got this driveway poured, you probably shouldn't be having people driving down it. You saw that they wasn't driving down it, okay? It's the big day. Cynthia shows up early because I guess she wants to get dressed there and help Kenya out, you know, with any little things that she got. And baby, it's still a whole bunch of big things that look like it. I was just like, y'all still got tarp and shit all over the place. Like, what's the flooring? I mean, the floors looked, girl, it was a whole bunch. Cynthia was just like, well, I mean, I know I talked about Chateau Shereé, but Moore's Manor ain't quite ready yet either. But we gonna act like it is. So she was just like, girl, you need some help. And Kenya was just like, yeah, I'm gonna need a little bit of help. So, you know, Cynthia sets her shit down and gets a little elbow grease and puts her back into it so they can get this place, you know, camera ready for later on that afternoon, that evening. So, okay, it's time for the party. Kenya looks beautiful. Cynthia looks beautiful. Okay, they're dressed and they ready. I guess the guests are starting to get there. Cynthia comes up to Kenya's room and I was like, gosh, that's beautiful. Her view and the windows and all, just so all very nice. But anyway, Cynthia notices this little Hallmark bag with 3 balloons on it, you know, in the corner. That's from Matt because that's all his 27-year-old ass could afford. How old is the nigga, y'all? How old he is? But he sent that to her. We don't know what's in the bag, but Kenya just feels kind of like, it's sort of like bittersweet. You know, she's got her place, but she thought she would be sharing this moment with Matt because he helped, you know, get the house together, and he did a lot around there for her. But, you know, like I said, you can't be with motherfuckers that's kicking doors down and stressing you the fuck out at your old age, okay? So I'm fine with Matt not being there. Kenya has to get fine with it, too. Cynthia was just like, yeah, girl, you don't need that. But look, it's your day. It's your day. Don't you worry about it. I'm gonna go down here. I'm gonna start greeting your guests. You come on down whenever you feel good about it, and we gonna move on from there. Okay, so Cynthia goes downstairs, and it looks like they got people pretty much jammed up in one certain area because other parts of the house is not ready. And we see that when Shereé gets there. Okay, so Shereé, full of shade. Soon as she gets there, the damn driveway is too steep. Okay, so she takes off her heels and she puts her flats on. We see the driveway, the shit is all cracked up and everything. I was like, girl, y'all gonna have to report that. Then when she gets down at the bottom of the damn driveway, they got the nerve to have some red carpet to go over the damn dirt. I said, child. You know, Shereé was just like, oh, is this dirt on the red carpet? Okay, fine. So, you know, she wobbles across the damn red carpet and then she is in the house. Soon as she gets in there, she gonna make a right to go into this room, but that room not finished, okay? Bravo with they extra shady ass gonna show some wires and shit, and then you kind of see the room, you see like a paint bucket and some other shit over there. They don't go all the way in there, but she's like, okay, not that way, that's not ready. Then she comes back this way and she's about to go up the stairs and she's like, oh, is this stable? Is that okay? That Shereé was so fucking funny. So anyway, when she finally gets inside, she sees Cynthia. And she was just like, how you doing with your divorce? I mean, I know how it is. It was rough for me too. So I guess it's going to be rough for you. But child, it's too fucking hot up in here. I mean, do they got air in this mug? I can't. I'm going to stand over this vent because I need to get air. And you could tell that everybody was hot because you saw people out there on the damn balcony fanning and shit. And I was thinking to myself, like, if this is June, Atlanta June, y'all, I don't fuck with outside from June till September. Roxanne ain't doing no outside shit unless it's in the evening, okay? It's too fucking hot. Kenya finally comes downstairs, you know, and she's greeting her guests. She tells us that she's glad that there's not any short skirt wearing thoughts around. Then when she spots Shereé, you know, she goes up to her and is just like, hey, and Shereé was like, yeah, girl, so you've been working on your house, not quite done yet. And Kenya's like, yeah, girl, it's been rough. I mean, I couldn't imagine me building this shit for 5 years. You know, Shereé, 4 years. No, baby, 5 years. Shereé asked her, who does she all invite? And basically, she's invited everybody but Porsha, okay? Because she just, look, last time she was around Porsha, the bitch was chasing somebody down the alley, and she don't want that drama there. She don't want nobody fighting there, okay? She don't want nobody tearing up her house that ain't all the way done yet. So as the day goes into the night, we see Kandi show up. I was like, this bitch is always fucking late. It is nighttime now, okay? But she shows up with her girl. She's got flowers for Kenya, you know, hey, what's going on? What's going on? Okay, so Kenya, now she takes them on a tour of the house. Again, the house is not ready. So I was just like, why are you even allowing yourself to be, I mean, shown on TV in this way? Just let us just think about the house. But you know, she's just like, yeah, this is a soft opening. I said, bitch, the softest of softs When they finish their little tour and everybody's back downstairs, the camera then goes to Porsha and Phaedra on their way there. Porsha's the +1, okay? Phaedra didn't get any direction not to bring Porsha, so they on their way there, okay? The big booty bitches. When they get there, they walk in, you know, Porsha, hi, you know, when Shereé sees it, she's just like, ooh, it's gonna be some shit. Cynthia even saw her and was just like, girl, why are you here? You were not invited. She's there because Bravo made her go. Shit, that's the reason why. We need some drama. The same reason why we only got one fucking invitation with the horse and chariot. But whatever. Kenya comes down the stairs and she spots Porsha and she's got a little bit of aggravation on her face, and then that's how the show ends. So that's it for a first episode. What y'all think about the first episode? Are y'all here for it? Alright, you guys, that is it. All that time I had the sun in my face, I could have just closed that. Let me get off of here, get back to work. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. Alright. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I plan on doing the same. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.